Okay, so this is the third one. I've done 2 examples for you. I'd like for you to pause, and after you read, go ahead and take a look. 5 is, I'll read it to you first. 5 is at least as large as the sum of a number and negative 13. 5 is at least as large as the sum of a number and negative 13. Same directions. Go ahead and pause, and then after you've finished all of these things, then go ahead and check your work. All right, so let's just see how you did. 5 is at least as large as the sum of a number and negative 13. So again, we're going to define the variable. I'm going to just say that n is the number for which we are looking, right? Okay, the number. Let's take a look now. Write the inequality. 5 is at least as large as the sum of a number and negative 13. At least as large as, I'm going to steer clear of that. Obviously, that's going to be my last thing. 5, well, I'm comparing 5 and something, but this really makes me comfortable here. The sum of a number and that, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down and just get that out of the way. The sum of a number and that. It's going to be on the right side. It's at the end. We know that when we see sum, we're going to stop. Same thing for difference, product, and quotient. I just haven't been giving you those. Sum of a number and this. So we're going to stop and make our template, and our template looks like 2 things are being added because this really means plus. So sum of a number and that, we're going to put it in that order as good practice for sum. All right, so here we go. There's that. And now we know that we've already seen we're going to compare 5 to this. So 5 is at least as large as this thing. All right. Now, this is going to be the place for my inequality. But what I would like to do is just think of this in terms of just the word this. So 5 is at least as large as this. Now, we're going to stop and we're going to think just intuitively. 5 is at least as large as, is 5 at least as large as 5? Yes, that makes sense. 5 is at least as large as 5, so I'm good with 5. All right? Is 5 at least as large as 6? No. 5 is not at least as large as 6, so no, 6 does not work. 6, no way. 5 is at least as large. What about 4? Okay. 5 is at least as large as 4. Yeah, okay. So that works. Okay. So I'm going through it. 5 is at least as large as 3. Yeah, 5 is at least as large as 3. So you notice what I'm doing. I'm getting numbers that are less than 5. So in other words, this thing works only if they're less than this number here. So looky here. Less than, did we already say 5 would work? Yeah, we can include 5. This has got to be less than for it to make sense, just logically. All right, so here we go. All right, solve the problem. We're going to go ahead and do that. Plus 13, plus 13. Okay. This is going to create my 0 here next to my variable. And I have this. I'm going to bring that down a bit. Sorry about that. In there, less than or equal to. This right here is an 18. And there's my answer. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and graph it now. All right, now, on the other video, where did my green go? It always falls. Okay, on my other video I said, when you see the letter, I'm going to barely get this on there, say the word anything. Now before, the letter was on the left, so we read from left to right. This time the letter's on the right, so I'm going to read from right to left. In other words, always read from the letter out. Whichever way it is, letter out. Here we go. Anything less than or equal to 18. Anything less than or equal to 18. I'm going to listen to my words. I'm going to say it and listen to myself. Anything, I'm going to say less than because less than is facing anyway. Anything, and I read this way. I read from the letter out. Anything less than or equal to 18. Anything less than or equal to 18. Think of a number line. Here's 18. Anything less than or equal to 18. Anything less than or equal to 18. Forget about my original thing. I've already figured out this is the correct setup. So I know anything less than or equal to 18, it would be that. So I already know what my line's going to look like. Here it is. Anything less than, if I keep saying that phrase, anything less than or equal. Now if you just said 18 greater than or equal to n, honestly that does not compute as well as, to me, as well as anything less than or equal to 18, or equal to, I'll color it in, anything less than, just listen to yourself talk, and then you'll get the graph right. All right, so let's just check. Could I put an 18? Let's just go ahead and put an 18 right here. Let's go. Put an 18 here. Let's just convince ourselves. 18 plus negative 13. Oh, that's 5. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, let's try another one. Let's put a 17 in. 17. 17 plus negative 13. 17 plus negative 13. That's a 4. So a 4, is a 4 less than or equal to 5? Yeah. We did it. Okay, it's not that bad. Down here, anything else, you know, on this line, I could use fractions. We haven't been talking about them, but this number line filled in means that all the numbers work, even in the in-betweeny ones. Okay, like that? All right, so I hope you got that right. If not, play this again and convince yourself. And thanks.